Well, this is the New Holland Sidewinder 2. It's basically a new interface for the driver. Completely adjustable on this rocker switch here for the driver's size, forward and back. It's also on a ramp, so it actually gets higher as it goes forward. Things on the Sidewinder, we've got a command grip, multifunction handle, and on here are the transmission controls, 3-point linkage and 2 remote valves. So anything to the left of this central bridge is to do with transmission, anything to the right is hydraulic controls. We've got our draft control, the New Holland so-called mouse, which is position and draft controls here, and then over here we've got a joystick which can control either the rear remotes or a mid-mount valve for a front linkage, for example. And the customer can specify where he wants these. He could have the joystick over here if it's predominantly a front linkage, say buck raking tractor, or as this one is, the draft control is here if it was more of a tillage type tractor. To the back, 4 remote paddles, which I've duplicated up. 2 of them are on here, but again, as I've just said, this can actually control all 4 rear remotes as well if you don't want to use the paddles. On the side of the Sidewinder we have this so-called integrated control panel, and on here are the secondary functions, things that you're not adjusting or controlling all the time, so engaging forward drive and diff lock controls. Got a sensitivity aggression mode for the auto command CVT, which is simply selected on 3 LEDs. So this affects how fast the tractor changes speed. Also it affects the shuttling aggression, how fast it changes direction. So if you wanted a nice leisurely forward to reverse change of direction, you'd have 1 LED lit. Again, if it was working on a buck rake and you wanted a more rapid forward and reverse change in direction, you could have 3 LEDs. Reversible cooling fan if it's fitted, and pressing that reverses the vanes on the cooling fan to clean the radiator out. These orange controls control the engine speed management. You've got 2 engine memories you can set just by revving up and down on here, and then using the button on the command grip here, pressing that will toggle between the 2 memories. So for example, one memory could be a working speed, come to the headland, press the button, changes to memory 2, which is going to be your headland turn speed, back into work, press it again and it'll go back to your working speed, so there's no need to keep adjusting the throttle settings. The 3 buttons there, the record and play button symbols, are for a headland turn sequencer. So pressing the record while you're carrying out a headland turn, and the tractor records everything you do, and then you can store that and play it back on the playback either manually or automatically. So you come to the headland, press the button over here again, and it just runs through your headland turn. So for example, lifting the plough, turning the plough over, all done automatically. And then the forward driving diff locks are controlled either manually, or they've got the New Holland so-called Terra lock on there, which is a steering angle sensor. So it's all controlled. When you come out to the end of the row of the field, turn the steering wheel, forward drive will come out and the diff lock will come out, straighten up, and they go back in. And that's the main controls. Underneath the armrest we've got the hitch limits, so your height limits, rate of drop, wheel slip control, etc. Usual hitch limits, all done on the dials under the armrest. And the final piece of Sidewinder is the IntelliView 3 touchscreen. First tractor with a touchscreen in it. Very, very fast method of inputting and controlling the tractor. So for example, if I wanted to change the remote valve flow settings, simply tap the home button. There's a tab for remote valves, tap the remote valve, and there are my 4 rear remotes. I want to adjust the flow for valve number 1, tap in valve number 1, and there's a flow at scale, and you can either do it finely on the little buttons or just touch the scale to quickly adjust the flow. Press OK and that's that one done, and you can do the retract cycle, exactly the same, press OK, and that's the flow done for that valve. We can time the remotes as well, so rather than me holding the paddle for 10 seconds, I just simply turn the timer on. I want 10 seconds out of the valve number 1, press OK, and now I can just press that and the valve pumps for 10 seconds and then shuts the pump off. So you can see it's all very fast how you input the data. Performance wise, you've got every fuel readout you can think of. You've got how much is left in the tank, you've got spot rates, miles a gallon, acres a gallon, litres an hour if you wanted it to, gallons an hour. Everything you can think of is done on the performance screens. And then you can average that out over a job and work it out how much fuel you used over a particular field. Even put a calculator on board now, so for the drill and spray man he doesn't have to carry a calculator around with him. There's one on the touch screen. VT, this is virtual terminal, so if you've got something like a New Holland BB baler on there or any implement that claims to be ISO compatible, you don't need a separate control box. Plug and play, and up will come the baler information or the drill information up on the screen here. And the other feature of this screen is it also runs the auto guidance, so if the tractor's got IntelliSteer integrated guidance, that will be run on the screen. And also you can run 3 cameras into the screen as well. So you don't need a whole host of screens and monitors in the cab, it's all run through the one touch screen. The run screens, as they're called, are basically what the operator sets up himself. He can configure these to have exactly what he wants on the screen, as little or as much as he wants, and he decides what goes on the screen here. And you've got 6 run screens that you can set up for different implements. They're all there, you can change. So this one's a good one for, say if you're doing road work, got a trailer on the back, tractor's doing a lot of silage hauling. One thing I accidentally do is unlock the tailgate. So here, tapping that locks the tailgate up, tapping that locks the lift ram for the trailer as well. So you can't accidentally press a button and tip the silage on the road. What else have we got here? We've got, this section is non-touch. This is just purely for the CVT. The CVT transmission, auto command CVT, has features like these cruise, well, they're target speeds they're called, F1, 2 and 3. And these are really there for convenience for the operator to set his working speed. So F1 could be the turn speed at the headland, F2 could be his working speed, and F3 could be 50k or 30 miles an hour down the road. He adjusts them on this thumb wheel on here. So rotating this wheel adjusts the target speed, and that can be done with the tractor moving or stationary. Pressing the plus and minus toggles between the target speeds. So if we're in example F2 doing 7 miles an hour, we come to the headland, we want to slow the tractor down. You don't have to pull the lever down to slow the tractor down. We just simply press the minus button, tractor slows down to target 1, turn around at the headland, press the plus button, and it will then go back up to the working speed that you've set for target 2. Very, very simple. CVTs on the auto command is a force-based control logic. So this lever, you input a speed increase, you get to the speed you want to be travelling at, and you release the lever and it stays at the speed. And the benefit of that is you get very, very fine control over the speed, but also this lever always returns to the most ergonomic place. If it was like some tractors on the market, you get to a speed and the lever stays at speed, which means the controls are getting at a funny angle the faster the tractor's going. With the system we use, it always returns to the most ergonomic place. Another benefit of using this is that to increase speed while we're travelling forward, we're pushing the lever forward. To slow down, we pull the lever back. Going to reverse, the logic changes round. To speed up and reverse, we pull the lever back and push it forward to slow down. So it's still logical when you're travelling in the opposite direction. Going from forward to reverse, you've actually got 3 ways of doing it. You've got a conventional shuttle lever on the steering column. You've got a shuttle lever here, or shuttle switch, so that can change direction. And if you want to, you can use the whole lever itself. So imagine us travelling forward, You pull the lever back to slow the tractor down.